RMJ Movie Reviews back again with an on-the-fly movie review of, and this is hilarious, guys, Baywatch, starring The Rock and Zac Efron. Well. The Hollywood pipeline has really run dry when they turned Baywatch into a movie. Look, for the 350,000th millionth time, like I've always said, I'm a child of the 80s. So I used to watch Baywatch when it first aired in the late 80s and early 90s. I used to watch it on my black and white television in my room on when you can point the antenna and turn your dial to 3, 5, 8, or 9 or channel U. It used to come on channel 19 WOIO. Shaker Heights, Cleveland, I'm All Right Communications Group station. And I used to thoroughly enjoy that show. That was even way back before Pamela Anderson was on the show. Matter of fact, there was a chick on there named Erica Laniak at that time who was in Under Siege, the first film. She's the girl who hopped out the cake. And I believe her boyfriend was, I think it's Billy Warlock is the actor. I used to love those intros on Baywatch. I used to always love Erica Laniak's introduction, and I used to love the guy Billy Warlock's introduction because he looked real badass when he came out. Like, he'd be running, and it had this real cool shot of him like panning up from, like, he was running on the beach in his jeans, and it would come up, and he looked like it was a badass shot. You guys YouTube that introduction. And David Hasselhoff, come on, that's the Hoff. At that time, he wasn't the Hoff. He was from Knight Rider, which I loved Knight Rider. And I used to love Baywatch. At that time, when I was a kid, I didn't realize it was cheesy, but I always enjoyed the show. I stopped watching it, I think around the time it had become Baywatch Nights. I had stopped watching it. I watched a little bit of Baywatch Nights, but let it go. And then Baywatch Hawaii and all that, I never saw any of those incarnations of the show. I was just pretty much the original branch and Baywatch Nights, and then I was done with it. And and this all basically started with 21 Jump Street. When the 21 Jump Street movie came out with Channing Tatum, which when that came out, I was like, what the hell are they doing? Why are they doing this? And I felt the same way. I just feel like at this point, Hollywood ain't got no ideas left. So next thing you know, I'm telling you guys, the movie that's going to come out next is going to be a Silver Spoons movie, possibly a Different Strokes movie with a very dark twist. That might be a horror film, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Family Ties is going to become a movie, Cagney and Lacey, Hill Street Blues, Give Me a Break, Mr. Belvedere. Mr. Belvedere will probably be a movie, and I bet you it'll probably star, who's a fat, funny guy? It'll probably star the old boy from King and Queens. There you go, Hollywood. I gave you an idea. Remake Mr. Belvedere and have it star the guy from King and Queens or some overweight fat comedian. There you go. The well has run dry. There is no purpose in this. Basically, the reason this Baywatch movie was made was because they saw what they did with 21 Jump Street, which was take an obscure TV show from the 80s that starred Johnny Depp. That's the only reason everybody remembers that show, because everybody else on the show, only people who were kids and teenagers in the 80s will remember the rest of those stars of that show. And they kind of took an obscure TV show from the 80s and morphed it into this kind of goofball, slapstick, gross out comedy movie, which is what they're trying to emulate with Baywatch, the movie here. I will say the first half of the movie I thought was okay. You know, I was having fun with the first half of it. And actually some other reviewers have pointed this out on YouTube. When it kind of stays in line of Zac Efron kind of competing with The Rock, I thought the movie was fun. And I kind of had fun with everybody having, running in slow motion, although that joke gets old real quick, but people running in slow motion and everybody's in the bikinis in the warm weather and the suntan, and generally just having fun with the actors goofing around. It was fun at first. But I'm telling you, number one, 21 Jump Street, the first film, was really funny. 22 Jump Street was not as funny, but I still enjoyed it. This movie, the jokes, in my opinion, aren't funny like 21 Jump Street. I just feel like this is just a pale carbon copy imitation of 21 Jump Street, the movie. The jokes aren't nowhere near as funny. They don't really hit. This movie is too long. And my God, I'm telling you guys, it's very rare. It's very rare when I start to check my watch and start fidgeting in my seat. But let me tell you, I started fidgeting in my seat. I started checking my watch. And look, I wasn't the only one in the theater. I saw people. I could hear the guy behind me. All I could hear was this the whole time. So like other people, and don't get me wrong, the crowd was like half full. I mean, a lot of the people who were in the theater, I could tell just by looking at them, didn't even realize who David Hasselhoff was when he made his cameo, and they didn't realize who Pamela Anderson was when she made her cameo. Half the audience wasn't even old enough to have been born when the show first came on, and a lot of them don't even realize it was a show. They just see the Rock and Zac Efron. It just, after the part with the competing between the Rock and Zac Efron ended in the story, it kind of did like 21 Jump Street and tried to go into this bad guys thing. It just was not fun. I really started to get bored. The movie started to lose me. And like I said, guys, I did a movie review for a Friday the 13th movie. My attention span is, I love to be entertained, and it just started to lose me. The jokes weren't funny. They weren't even gutbuster funny. I say 22 Jump Street, I didn't think was as funny as the first film, but there were a couple jokes in there that were like gutbuster funny. This has zero gutbuster funny jokes. I mean, none. There's a guy in this movie who kind of, you see the joke in the preview where he'd be like, your little white blue-eyed devil, or something he says to Zac Efron. It's just like he's like a really poor man's imitation of Ice Cube in 21 Jump Street. He's not funny. The short little racial jokes, they're just not funny. The gross out comedy, a guy with his package getting caught between two wood planks on one of them things you lay out on the beach, not funny. I just really, the worst thing you can do in a movie is bore me. It can even be horrible. A movie can even be horrible, horribly bad. There's got to be some entertainment. And this, unfortunately, was just, I was bored. I was really bored. I'll give you a good example. At the end of the movie, they do the little outtakes thing or whatever, right? Which none of the outtakes are funny. But this whole movie, to me, I felt like was one big, long outtake where the people who are making it are making each other laugh, but just unfortunately, you're not making me laugh. So, I can't recommend this movie. I mean, not even for goofball, time waster fun, I can't even recommend it. The jokes get old real quick. There's really only about maybe 15 minutes of the movie that's fun. And I'm telling you, this movie felt like it was like Michael Bay Bad Boys 2 or something. Like, it felt so long. Apparently, I guess it's not, but this felt like this movie felt like it was 2 hours and 10 minutes, man. Like, I just got bored real quick. So no recommendation here for this film. One thing I will say, they got like 3 female leads in the movie. Old girl from Texas Chainsaw 3D and True Detective Season 1. She's got the most beautiful eyes in the world. I can't remember that actress' name, but I love her eyes. There's another actress. I don't know her name. And then there's the other actress who's been in the preview, the blonde one who spanks her behind. I really, honestly, in my opinion, felt that the blonde girl should have been the lead. I really felt she just had I just felt she had a really good charisma to her. I really wish she would have been more the lead than kind of the Texas Chainsaw girl. But that's how I feel about Baywatch the movie, man. Don't check it out. I'd probably say if you can, maybe stream it when it'll be out on streaming probably in about another month. That was my feelings on Baywatch the movie. Not even a good time waster. Skip it, guys. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, hit that little bell to be notified when I have new videos, and leave comments down below about how you feel about the Baywatch TV series, the film, how you feel about this kind of whole taking these obscure shows from the 80s and the 90s and turn them into these gross out comedies, because that's what they're going to all start doing here, because this movie is like beat by beat an imitation of 21 Jump Street. So, all right, that's my review. See you guys later.